Hey Soul Groupers, I am Shiva X back again with another video, and this one titled, Life is a Battlefield. So, just want to let you know that your life is a battlefield. And not just one part. It's not just one spot is a battlefield. Every place that you enter is a battlefield. Your bedroom, your house, the grocery store, the corner store, the mall. Especially your house now since this quarantine stuff is going on. But you have to realize that every place is a battlefield, you know, and everybody is either a friend or a foe. They're either with you or they're against you. And everything in this world is either a weapon or a tool that can be used against you, or that you can protect yourself or use against your enemies. You see, we mistake things in life and we forget that everything is a battlefield. You see, we'll meet somebody, we'll engage with them, we'll engage with this spirit, and we'll get into a little battle. We always win. But we move on to the next situation or the next experience in our life, and we totally forget at times that we're still at war and that it won't stop. You know? You're constantly walking through that battlefield. But that's the good thing. The good thing about it is when you realize you're on a battlefield, you know, you stop fighting against it and you start to fight with it. You know, you fall in love. You feel great. You feel amazing. You feel unlocked. You feel free. It's kind of like back in the day, I used to be on a submarine and we would go underwater. And, you know, some people would break. They have others that wouldn't be able to take it once it goes underwater or for extended amounts of time. But that's just because they were thinking about themselves being trapped in a submarine. They were thinking, oh my God, I'm in a submarine. I'm X amount of feet underwater. I'm not going to survive. But once you realize that you're in this environment, okay, this environment is your life, and all you have to do is learn how to mastermind and manipulate the battlefield, and you'll always win. And the battle's always twice as bad for a Scorpio rising. You see, a Scorpio gets this same internal battle, but it's internally, you see. A Scorpio rising, we're going to feel this internally and externally. The reason why people see you or look at you the way you are, or they're attracted to you, or they're afraid of you, is because when you walk in a space, you carry that warrior essence. You carry that essence of a Viking, you know? You carry that essence of somebody strong, of a warrior. You look like the Witcher. You look like the most ferocious, the most powerful person walking on this battlefield. And the crazy thing about it is everybody is playing out this battlefield. You know, some people and others, it's crazy because the ones out there that are fighting against you, they aren't fighting against this battlefield. See what I'm saying? They've already accepted it. As soon as you realize and accept that this is a battlefield and that it's not going to change, you know, you become the master of the field. You see, you began young in training. Your caretakers, your guardians, whoever raised you, right? They had to raise you in a way to get you ready for this battlefield. Because in a sense, they were already going through war. You see what I'm saying? They knew what you were getting yourself into. They may not have really known intentionally what they were doing, but you better believe that Pluto was working, and the spirit, the energy, the universe was working through your caretakers to make you into this beast that who you are. And if you really want to be real about it, you should thank them. You should thank everybody that raised you. Everybody that, no matter what happened, because there's nothing bad in the battlefield. All is fair in love and war. I mean everything. And the sooner you realize that, the sooner you'll be able to master this. The people that raised you taught you that you can't really trust anybody. That anybody can be an enemy. Anybody can be a foe. Anybody can be a friend. Anybody can switch from a friend to a foe. And what that main thing was supposed to do was to teach you that there's no attachments. There's no attachments in this world. You see your family members and you say, You know, when you were younger and you was going through this pain, it was this hurt, we said, why? Why are you doing this to me? You see what I'm saying? But what you have to realize is this is life. This is the battlefield. All is fair and love. On the battlefield, your brother will cut your head off. You know, your daddy will chop your feet off. When it comes to war, it's not really a game. I mean, unless you play it like chess, which is how it should be. So think about it. If you didn't go through that training that your caretakers are the ones who raised you, put you through, if you didn't go through that harshness, if you didn't go through that pain, if you didn't feel that experience, imagine if you would have just been thrown into this world, into this battlefield right now. You wouldn't be able to handle it. You wouldn't even be able to handle the last situation that you got yourself out of. And I know that was a tough situation to get yourself out of. It was like a few days ago. Yeah. So on this battlefield, you're going to have friends, you're going to have foes. And the best thing to do is to love your enemies. That is the best thing to do, is to love your enemies, because your enemies are way more valuable to you than your friends. You see, friends turn on you. You get what I'm saying? You can have somebody that you feel is really loyal to you and have your back, and they will turn on you. You see what I'm saying? They can become an enemy at any point in time. But an enemy can't turn on you. An enemy is already an enemy. Your enemy is already your opponent. He already letting you know what's going on. See what I'm saying? He's coming at you. He's letting you know that I am going to come at you with weapons. I am going to come at you with manipulation. I am going to come at you with pain. And now that you're aware of it, you can handle it now. But the thing about it is, we tend to forget that we're on a battlefield. We tend to forget that our enemies are our enemies. Or we tend to forgive. I tell you right now, if it takes one inkling, one sign that you are a foe, and you will forever be treated like a foe and an enemy. And that's how it has to be. You see what I'm saying? Because this world is dark. These people ain't playing games with you. Ain't nobody playing games. And it's really time to wake up. You know, for example, whenever we get into a relationship, right? We meet that person, and that person it seems as a friend. You see, we accept that person. And if they beat our little checks and they make it into a relationship with us, or they make it into some form of a relationship with us, then, you know, we might tend to let our guard down. We might tend to treat this person as a friend. What you got to realize is that person is a friend at any moment can turn to a foe. You can be with that person for 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 years. And that friend can turn to a foe at the snap of a finger. But the power comes when you are already aware of it. You know at any moment, at any moment this person can be an enemy. This person can switch up on you. Now, with that in mind, you don't treat that person any differently. You get what I'm saying? You still treat that person as a friend. But if the switch up happens, you're aware of it. You see, you treat that person like a rose. You treat that person like a rose with thorns. You know the rose is beautiful. You know the rose smells good. And you know the rose has so many thorns on it. So you can't just grab it and fully put yourself into it. You can't fully grab that rose. So what you have to do is, you have to take the rose, smell it, you know, appreciate it, get your fun out of it, help the rose grow, water it. But always know at any point in time that rose has thorns and it can prick you and it will prick you. So you have to protect yourself on this battlefield, because there's nobody that's really going to protect you but you. Like I said, you know, and everything, you know, is a weapon or a tool that can be used against you. Every single thing in this world is a weapon or a tool that can be used for you or against you. See, what you have to do is you have to find out the tools and the weapons that people are using against you, identify them, see how they're using them, block them, and then take that weapon and use it with you for the rest of your life. And then it will never be able to hurt you again. You'll never be able to hurt by anybody. You'll never be able to feel that pain again, because you've already been in that battle. Okay? But what happens to us in our life is, with these battles, we tend to forget the lessons that we had in that battle. We tend to, somebody comes and uses manipulation or hits us with a weapon, and we may not see what the weapon looked like. We may not have caught the weapon. Or we may even have forgot that was a weapon used against us. Or we think, oh, this person's a friend. They're not going to use that weapon against us. I tell you, that friend could be a foe. And that weapon you need to take from them. These weapons is love, care, emotions, money. Every single thing you can think of can be used as a weapon. Just be aware of it. Keep your shield on you, protected at all times. And so when an enemy comes to you and draws down that weapon, so say you take that opponent's weapon, right? He used it against you. You see how it felt? You see how it hurts. You see what that weapon can do to a person. You see what that weapon can do to a person because that weapon was used on you. So you know the pain. You know what it's capable of. Now it's time to realize that that person who you thought was a friend is actually a foe. And that tool is actually a weapon. Block that weapon with your awareness and your thoughts. Take that weapon and use it against them to protect yourself. But the thing about it is, if you constantly forget about these battles that you're in, and you constantly forget about the wars and the weapons and the tools that you use, the universe is going to constantly send you more and more battles to train you. Because the universe is saying, this guy still hasn't learned his lesson. He still hasn't learned about this weapon. He still hasn't learned that this is a foe. He still hasn't learned that this, let me retrain him. Start the simulation over again. And it's just going to happen over and over and over to you until you realize the form of manipulation that was used against you. And what you got to realize is all is fair in love and war. You can't be surprised about anything that comes to you, anything that happens to you. Because there really hasn't been any type of emotion that you haven't felt yet. So stop acting surprised. Realize that it is what it is. This is the life that you were born into. Now it's time for you to take over it. So when I say that this is a battlefield, when you think about a battlefield, there are many different pieces on the board. You have your king, you have your queen, you have your pawns, you have your bishops. That's just chess. But, in war, there are so many pieces. Now, you have to decide who you want to be on this battlefield. Do you want to be a pawn? Do you want to be a prince? Do you want to be a king? But there's something always far greater than that king on that battlefield. And that is that God on that battlefield. That is that God of war. Bring your awareness to the fact that you are actually the one creating this battle for you to make yourself stronger. You can never be defeated. You can never be stopped. You can only elevate and become greater and become stronger and become more powerful. Because you have a mission. You have a mission to change the world, and nothing will stop that. All right, so I want to go ahead and thank you guys for watching this video. I want to thank you for all your support, all of your likes, all your comments. And for the new viewers, I want to go ahead and ask you to go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you for viewing. Peace, love, and blessings to you all.